We got there probably about 7:30 that night.
We'd have a campfire and we'd make hot dogs and cook marshmallows and so on.
Jack and I were very relaxed. We had our campfire going. We were settling into our normal routine.
Do you smell that?
Yeah, I do.
We were getting this strong taste of iron in the air.
What do you think that is?
I have no idea.
It smells like there's blood close by, but we didn't know where.
If you open a package of beef and you get that fresh smell of blood you just get the beef from the butchers, that's what we were getting.
I think it's coming from over there, though. Here, I'm gonna go check it out.
Well, wait a minute.
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
We had to figure that there must have been a fresh deer kill right near our campsite. I said, I'm gonna walk down there and see what I can find.
It was very odd. As a note of transparency, I'm not a kind of person that I get feelings in the woods. I'm not that person that says, I feel like I'm being watched. But I started smelling that blood, and I started for the first time ever getting a creeped out feeling. That's a new feeling for me. At that moment in time, he turned and looked at me, and his eyeballs went boom.
My adrenaline was pumping through me. I was scared, I was shocked. I turn around, I see my dad, and behind him was this very large black humanoid figure that completely dwarfed him. It almost entirely blacked out our campfire. Because of that, I was able to fully see its general shape and how tall it really was. When something that's 9-10 feet tall weighs almost 1,000 pounds is no more than 10 feet away from you, it's scary.
My son was playing in the park with his friend.
The park, it wasn't that far.
Freaked me out.
They had a swing set, and the woods was all around it.
Come with you though.
Me and my sister were sitting outside on our picnic table in front of the mobile home, and we were talking about things.
So what are you up to tonight?
Me and my brother are very, very close. We helped each other out a lot with the kids. We lived like a big old family. And then it was just an eerie feeling. My hair stood up from the back of my neck. It felt like it was coming from the trees. The kids, they weren't there. There was nobody.
Tom!
Where are you guys?
Tom!
I was scared, I was worried. I couldn't find them, you know, like, where did they go?
Tom!
I was searching for them and yelling for them, but they wouldn't respond to us.
Tom!
April!
It was scary.
Tom!
I was scared, you know, that's my son, my only son.
Tom!
To me, the military instinct is just try to find them.
I think I see them.
I ran through the bushes and the trees over there. Thank God that we found them.
Tom.
And I said, what are y'all doing?
Tom, I'm glad you're okay.
They were like kind of hypnotized, like they were in a trance-like state. They wouldn't respond to us. I finally got their attention.
The kids did say that they followed somebody.
They said the man in black was calling them, and that the man in black called them into the woods.
The man in black?
It was kind of creepy, you know.
Take them. I'm gonna find them.
Come on, let's go back.
I started searching, trying to find this person that lured him in the woods. I wanted to capture him to call the police. I searched everywhere, trying to see if I could find this man in black. But I didn't find nobody.
I don't make it to the cabin before another rock comes over my shoulder and hits between me and the cabin. Now I begin to panic. I've been around every animal that we have. Nothing has a hand, and nothing can throw a rock that big, that far, and come in at that angle that it was coming in at. If it would have hit me in the head, it could have knocked me out or killed me, because it was that big of a rock. Whatever it was, it did not want me there. And whatever it was, it did not want to be seen. And whatever it was, it could throw a rock that was 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. Could it be something from another planet that has cloaking technology? Absolutely. I'm going to say that possibility is there. It could be an alien.
Whatever has been down there doesn't want to be seen. I think it will always be in the back of my mind if I ever go out in the woods.
These experiences have changed my life 180 degrees because I was a very skeptical person about a lot of things. I am skeptical of none of that now. I do believe there is alien life. I think the UFO was aliens. I think that's what was in the craft.
I'd agree with my dad. There's just so much to these occurrences that are unexplainable.
Somebody had taken a power washer and thrown it through one of the windows, but it was from the inside out. I'm a pretty strong guy. I don't know how I could have lifted that and thrown it 10 feet in the air, like, you know, through the window. It just didn't make sense. I can't say it was broken into, but it looked like there was signs of forced exit, but not forced entry, which is odd. There were things that absolutely did not add up. Well, we took the job because the pay was good and my partner was on board. He was like, yeah, let's take it and let's see what happens. And I talked to a couple of the guards that could do it, and they said, yeah, that they would do it. The first guard went up there and had a problem. If I remember correctly, he said he was locked in the church because the door wouldn't open, and he had urinated himself. And he left in the middle of his shift. The second guard claims that something had touched him and he fell over a pew, and then he left in the middle of the night. Third guy, I asked him point blank, do you believe in ghosts? At that point, people were telling me they were seeing ghosts out there, and he told me no. Claims he didn't believe in anything like that. And then he leaves in the middle of the night.
they were having. The lights in the bathroom turning off and on. They had trouble opening not only the bathroom door, but the door to the church itself.
They said that, they were hearing voices, they were seeing things in the woods. Different things were happening to these different people that worked there. So I was stuck. I told Gary, we need somebody to do it. And I said, just give me a couple days out there. I had to give him a ride out there, and it's a long drive.
The church was actually about 60 miles outside of town. Once you get to the winding road, the woods were almost all the way around it. It was a little creepy because I had already heard the stories from the other guys. But because of my history of doing security, I didn't take it to be as bad as it was.
I thought he was going to be the one that put a stop to all the nonsense. Even if there was something going on there, I thought he would be able to handle it.
One morning, my husband suggested getting some fresh air. We decided to take one of the trails that go deeper into the woods.
Come on, hon.
I couldn't wait to explore the woods. At first, it was great. We were hiking along and it was peaceful.
Beautiful.
But then, as we got further into the forest, the feelings kind of changed. I started feeling watched. My hair stood up. We both kind of felt a negative presence, just a creeped out feeling, kind of like eyes are on you. The woods went completely quiet.
Do you hear anything?
No. You weren't sure if it was your mind playing tricks on you. We realized that we had come to a clearing, and we immediately got a really negative feeling. Just the energy right there was really bad. And then we stumbled upon something really bad.
What's that?
A pentagram. I knew instantly what it was, and I knew it wasn't good.
It's satanic.
When I saw the pentagram, I remembered my sister telling me about a legend of the town, a satanic cult called Goatmen. Her boyfriend had grown up in the town, and he had actually witnessed them doing satanic rituals.
He's seen stuff but never partook in the activities. All he said was just warned us and told us about that. That was pretty creepy.
And I kind of wrote it off as just local legend. But after seeing the pentagram, I kind of wondered if maybe there was some truth to that. Somebody up there was dabbling in some dark stuff. So they were just a bad group of people. I knew that you just don't mess with that kind of stuff.